Have you ever stared out at the vast, dark ocean at night and felt a deep, primal fear? What if that feeling wasn't just your imagination? What if something ancient and massive was staring back from the crushing blackness below? From the deepest, most unexplored trenches of our world, whispers and fragmented tales speak of a being so immense it defies comprehension. They call him Dagon, the Lord of the Deep. Imagine a creature, a god shaped like a man, but grotesquely twisted by the pressures of the abyss. His skin is a tapestry of gray-green scales, slick and cold to the touch. Gills pulse rhythmically on his neck, drawing breath from the water itself. His eyes, bulging and unblinking, have witnessed eons pass in the sunless depths. His hands and feet are webbed, built for silent, powerful movement through the water, and his mouth is a cavern of needle-sharp teeth, a testament to his role as an apex predator in a world we can barely imagine. Dagon is not alone in his abyssal kingdom. He is the patriarch, the god-king of a race known as the Deep Ones. Alongside his consort, the equally terrifying Mother Hydra, he rules over a civilization that thrives in eternal darkness. They are ancient beyond measure, their society predating the first footsteps of humanity. Their cities, built into the walls of oceanic canyons, are marvels of non-Euclidean architecture, illuminated by eerie bioluminescence. The pressure at these depths would crush any man-made submersible instantly. Yet for Dagon and his children, it is home. But their influence isn't confined to the ocean floor. It seeps upwards, like a creeping tide, to the surface world. You can feel it in certain decaying coastal towns, places where the salt spray feels heavier, the fog thicker, and the air hangs with the faint, unsettling smell of the deep sea. In these forgotten ports, where hope has long since dried up, and the fishing nets consistently come up empty, desperate prayers are sometimes whispered not to the heavens, but down into the water. These prayers do not go unanswered. Dagon demands a steep price for his favor. He offers bountiful catches of strange, otherworldly fish and gold of an unfamiliar, greasy texture. But in return, he requires sacrifices, not just lives given to the waves, but something far more intimate, more horrifying. He demands a union, a pact sealed in blood and flesh between his aquatic children and the humans on the shore. This unholy pact has a terrible, transformative consequence. The offspring of these unions appear human at first, but as they age, a change begins. It's a slow, creeping metamorphosis known as the taint. Their skin might develop a grayish, scaly texture. Their eyes might begin to bulge, their ears shrink, and the space between their fingers and toes might feel different. They are drawn to the sea, hearing a call no one else can perceive. Over generations, the human bloodline is diluted until the final transformation occurs. The townsfolk shed their humanity entirely, their bodies contorting into the form of a deep one, and they answer the call of their lord, leaving the land behind to join their immortal brethren in the abyss. They trade their fleeting human lives for an eternity of service to Dagon, one of the earliest, most chilling accounts of a direct encounter comes from a lone, shipwrecked survivor during the Great War. Adrift for days, his raft washed ashore on a tract of black volcanic muck that had risen from the ocean floor, likely due to some seismic upheaval. The air was thick with the stench of millennia of decay. As he explored this horrifying new land, he came across a colossal monolith, a single spire of dark, oily stone covered in hieroglyphs depicting immense, aquatic beings worshipping a god of even greater stature. As the moon rose, casting an eerie light on the monument, something stirred in the surrounding waters. The sailor watched in frozen terror as a gargantuan form rose from the depths. It was Dagon, hundreds of meters tall, a living mountain of scaled flesh. He lumbered out of the water. The sailor could only watch, paralyzed, as the colossal god wrapped its immense, scaly arms around the monolith in an act of silent, ancient worship before sliding back into the black water. The man fled, his mind shattered by the scale of what he had witnessed, a glimpse into a reality our world was never meant to see. This story is not an isolated incident. The legend of Dagon is woven into the very fabric of our oldest myths. Ancient Philistine tablets speak of a fish god of the same name, a deity of fertility and the harvest. Could this be a distorted memory, a cultural echo of a time when Dagon's influence was more widespread, when his pacts were not with single, desperate towns, but with entire coastal civilizations? It suggests that the worship of Dagon is not a recent phenomenon, but a religion that has existed for thousands, perhaps millions of years, practiced by cultures long since lost to time and the rising seas. The physical size of Dagon is a point of terror in itself. While many entities of cosmic horror are described in abstract, reality-bending terms, Dagon is terrifyingly physical. Accounts describe him as being large enough to tower over naval destroyers, a being of pure brute force. He is one of the largest of the great old ones, a physical god whose footsteps on the ocean floor can trigger earthquakes and tsunamis on the surface. When he chooses to rise, the very geography of our planet is at his mercy. So, the next time you stand by the shore, listen closely to the sound of the waves. Is it just water hitting sand, or is it a faint, guttural chant from a city miles below? When you see the strange, unblinking stare of a deep-sea fish, remember the eyes that have watched civilizations rise and fall from the eternal darkness. The ocean covers over 70% of our planet, and we have explored less than 5% of it. We live on small islands of land, blissfully unaware of the vast, ancient kingdoms that lie beneath the waves, and the colossal, sleeping gods who rule them. Dagon and his children are patient. They are immortal. They are waiting for the stars to be right, or for the desperate prayers of humanity to once again call them to the surface. And what they offer in return for our worship is not salvation, but a terrifying, eternal transformation. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive into the unknown. If you enjoyed this journey into the abyss, please hit that like button, subscribe for more tales of cosmic mystery, and ring the bell so you never miss an update. Let me know in the comments what other ancient legends you want to explore. Stay curious, And be careful what you wish for when you stare into the deep.